Well, it happened again. There are people out there who have the gall to be bad at board games. I know, in my previous videos, I keep telling people to be good at board games and to get better. Well, you aren't doing it. I've been watching a lot of gameplay of The Captain is Dead. Sure, a lot of it is very old, but people are bad at this game. They don't know how to play it. They're having trouble winning on normal difficulty. Well, have no fear. Quincy Morris is here, and I will make the video to teach you people how to play The Captain is Dead. When you get good enough, you can pretty reasonably and effectively win on insane difficulty. Maybe a lot of percent of the time. I'm not going to go for that right now. I'm just going to sort of go through the basics. I will teach the game a little bit. The tutorial is funny and fun, but in terms of teaching all of the various mechanics and bits, I think it maybe could do better. I don't want to get into all the details of team comps. If you're new to the game, have the Admiral and the Engineer.
Maintenance.
And then for the rest of your team, I don't know, just pick normal ones. I'm gonna go with
Reporting for duty.
this.
Your particle stream looks
And I'll go with the ensign because I want to sort of prove some points. So, let's get into things. I will try to remember not to skip the opening cinematic, as I tend to do. But yeah, I've been sick and tired of people being bad at this game, so time for a boot camp of The Captain is Dead. I did this for Fury of Dracula because people had the nerve and the gall and the presumption to be bad at that game. So, yeah, now I'm doing the same thing for this game. So, what we're having right now are a bunch of... Basically, there's a deck of cards that say bad things happen to the ship, and a number of those are drawn at the beginning of the game, depending on the difficulty. Yeah. So we have the computer going offline, which is the deck of cards that you use to do actions and stuff. Characters getting injured means that before they can basically do anything, they have to get healed. The only thing you can do when you're injured is fight aliens, teleport, or get healed. Teleport yourself. Wow, lots of people are getting hurt. But that's fine. I don't think the teleporter went offline, so we are good. So we have the map here. Each of these rooms allows you to do various different things. If you want to know what you do, you can click on the little icon and it can show you what you can do. Like we could research an anomaly if we had one, which is an anomaly is basically a condition. But this is a co-op game, and in a co-op game, there's three things that you're trying to do. And there's basically three different facets to any co-op game. This one is no different. And those three facets are, one, winning the game, doing things that get you closer to winning the game. That's the first facet, and that's like if you can't do any of the other things, that's the thing that you need to be doing. The second thing that you can be doing is increasing your power. Increasing your capacity to do things later. Doing one action or two actions now to be able to do three actions later, or to save actions later. And then the third thing is putting out what I call putting out fires, which is taking actions to deal with current problems that are inhibiting your ability to do stuff or that are threatening defeat. So in this case, it would be doing things like punching aliens. That's sort of a sky view of a co-op game, and I'll explain what is how that works in this game. Now, we can teleport directly to the infirmary because the teleporter is up. I'm a fan of keeping the teleporter up. It allows rapid shipboard movement and remote tool transfer. Yeah, if you don't know what stuff do, click on things, and it'll tell you. This is if you're in this room, you can attack any aliens.
Taking charge.
Because I have the teleporter, I can now immediately move here. Now, normally, I would have to fight the aliens in that space, but I don't have to.
Yes.
So it's going to cost me an action to move here, and it's going to cost me an action to heal. What this game is all about is action point efficiency.
Tend to the rest of the crew.
Spending the least number of actions in order to accomplish the greatest number of things. So I've spent 2 actions here basically because I had to. Now, this was spawned because of a card that came. A card came that spawned these two guys here and injured him. So that card effectively took 2 actions from me. Now, he has 4 actions on his turn, and at the end of any individual character's turn, there will be a card that is driven, or that is drawn. So I basically now have a net of 2 actions, which theoretically I could have used to punch these guys, but these guys aren't really in a bad situation. Because I can use his ability to use this room even when there's aliens in it, as long as he's not in it. And so what that means is basically I'm netting 2 actions here. There was a card that triggered that took 2 actions from me, but only 2 actions, and so now I get these 2 actions, which are basically free. But before you do things and end your turn, one thing that you always want to do is to check the external sensors if you happen to have them. We do happen to have them. In this case, its external sensors will go offline. Now, that may not seem that bad. It's actually quite bad for a couple of reasons. One, when the external sensors go offline, whatever thing is here will be discarded, which means you're actually losing an extra encounter, which means you're burning through the deck faster and getting to worse encounters faster. So try not to have those things go offline. However, there's not really anything I can do about that, because since the communications are offline, I'm not able to trade. I could teleport someone to me and trade, so I think I'll do that. Yeah, this is something that a lot of people don't understand, and it's really important to know. One of your actions can be used to teleport somebody else. Now, since she's injured, so let's actually think through this. So I could grab somebody like find somebody who's not injured. Good grief, seems like they're all injured. So I could grab the engineer. She has blue cards. I could teleport her to my space, because you can always trade with someone who's in your space. But does she need to go to the infirmary? No. So I'm going to use my action to basically accomplish 2 objectives here. One, she needs to go here anyway. And my second action, I can trade for this.
I'm commandeering
and then I will prevent the next encounter. Which means I basically fixed, which is saving her an action. I spent 2 actions to basically nullify the previous event that happened, and I'm spending 1 action to nullify the next event that's happened. So that has netted me a lot of actions. But that's how you got to be thinking. I don't want to do the math on how many you're netting, but the point is it's a lot. Now, just to basically, these are skills that are what I would say refreshable, or they're called discounts. These are inherent to the character. You don't spend these. These you do spend. You can cancel a... Here, let me pull up the external scanners. You can cancel a encounter that happens to have these 3 blue things. So this thing will come out, and then the Admiral will be able to cancel it. The Admiral, and this is part of the reason I tell new players to always pick the Admiral, and experienced players to always pick the Admiral. You do that because he can cancel a lot of encounters. Usually it only costs him 1 card, which is like spending 1 action to cancel something, which you saw in this case cost 2 or maybe 3 or 4 if we needed to kill these guys actions. So spending 1 action instead of having to spend 2 actions or 3 actions is action point efficient, and that's what this game is all about, is action point efficiency. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. So we're ending our turn because we have no actions. This is now happening. We can activate. We can choose not to if we don't want to, but we will click and cause it to happen.
The aliens don't run this show. I do.
And there's a theme-specific thing every time you override. It says what you're doing. So the next thing that's going to be happening is aliens will appear in the computer core. That's kind of bad. It would take us 3 actions to kill an alien normally. However,
what do you need fixing?
We have the soldier who can spend 1 action to kill aliens. So that's actually not that bad of a risk. So there's not really a reason for us to care about that. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to... So now we need to think, what do I want to do with my engineer? She doesn't have enough actions to fix the core.
Ready.
Or not enough skill points, because it takes 5. She has 2 innately, and she gains 1 here. She could trade for a blue to cancel this out, but these individual cards are very precious, and in a way, they're like action points. So at that point, keeping 3 aliens from spawning is basically spending 3 actions to stop something that takes 3 actions to solve. But it's worse than that because it takes the soldier only 1 action. So we'd actually be spending 3 actions to save 1 action, which is not very cash money. So, for that reason, we want to do something else. Well, what else do we want to do? Well, generally what you want to do with the engineer is get her engineering cards. Now, unfortunately, in the cargo pod, there's only 1 engineering card. We can't go over here to get engineering because the computer core is busted. We could go fix the computer core, but... Well, actually, let me think about that. That actually might be a good move. Since she doesn't have anything better to do, and we need the computer core for people like...
Deploying.
Her ability to work, and her ability to work. That could be a reasonable argument. Now, here's what you want to think about before you fix anything. Before you fix anything, you need to think, do I need to use this right away? Because if you aren't using it right away, you're basically just risking it breaking again and then having to fix it again. If something is broken and it gets broken again, nothing happens. You basically saved yourself time and money. So normally I would be like, oh, let's go fix this computer core. But since our shields are at full,
On the case.
the tactical officer, who has the ability to, when she repairs the shields, draw cards, can't use her ability because we don't have any repairing of the shields to do. What she'll probably do is heal, jump over here, fix the comms, and then maybe trade her engineering and blue around. So she doesn't need to use the CPU core. Does the soldier need to use the CPU core? No. The soldier is going to move, heal, move back, probably repair the jump core, and then probably shoot the aliens here. So she's not going to need to use the CPU core. What about the science officer? Well, the science officer researches anomalies quickly, but we have no anomalies, and when she researches anomalies, she gets to draw cards, and to do that, she needs the CPU core, but there are no anomalies, so once again, she wouldn't be gaining anything from that. So, for that reason, maybe we don't fix the CPU core. In fact, I think we will not.
Of course.
So instead, I'm going to go here.
In there, buddy?
I'll grab this engineering. I'll grab this torch, both of which are things that are good to get.
Thank you.
Now, we have an action. It would be fun and good to trade some of this, but we can't. So instead, since the soldier needs to get to the infirmary, let's teleport the soldier to the infirmary.
Move out. Huh.
That seems like a good idea. So, now we've done all the stuff with her
That
actions.
should keep this ship from blowing up. For a while, at least.
So that's what you always need to be thinking about doing. Action point efficiency. Do I need to fix this for this turn? A lot of people who play this game are like, oh my gosh, I gotta fix everything. If something's broken, I gotta fix it right away. No. For some things, that's a little true. Like for the external scanners, they give you information to let you know what you need to fix. So this is a pretty high priority.
Medivac would be a
Things like the comms
right
and the
about
teleporter are reasonably high priority.
Report.
Ready to initiate a tactical rendezvous between my foot and the alien's butt, sir.
Okay, good to know. So
Right
we have to
there.
heal with her, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That's an easy decision. Now, we could spend her action to heal the soldier, because you can heal somebody else with your
Patched
action
up. Let's get back to the bridge.
in when there's another person in your space, in the medical bay. And I think we'll do that. Yeah, because we actually don't know what to
Deploying.
do with her other action. So I'll heal the soldier, because our other action is going to be to move and fix the comm system. Although what I really need to do is check
Back in
again
action.
the what's coming up. Because I think what's about to come up is the teleporter breaking, and we might want to prevent that. 10% damage to shields is not bad, and losing internal sensors. Our internal sensors are already offline, so there's no real reason to stop that. We actually want to take damage so we can use her ability.
On the case.
So yeah, no reason to stop that. So we'll go over
Right
here.
there.
We want her in here generally because, and I should talk about this. When you're moving somebody,
All
first
systems
of all,
nominal.
you want to move as little as possible. Move if you literally cannot do anything else. We moved with the engineer because she couldn't trade and she couldn't do anything, and we really needed to get her cards to help her fix the core. The tactical officer we moved here because she can do a lot of stuff, and pretty much most of all of her stuff, in this space. So because of that, we moved her here. But generally, you want to avoid moving characters.
Signing off.
And the reason for that is that moving doesn't gain you anything. Fixing the comms gains me stuff. The ability to trade, which, again, is only useful if I actually use that ability to trade. Fixing the computer core gains me things because I can fix the computer core. But moving doesn't gain you anything. And so you want to avoid doing it whenever possible. The best thing you want is somebody just stay in a location and the whole game they're at that location, spending their actions efficiently. Let's think about what we want to do with the soldier. Now we could go over here and fight these aliens, but because of the security system, we can have a soldier in the security system and she can fight aliens in spaces where she's not. She can activate the gun turrets. So that's really good. We can have her go here, and since she has engine engineering, she can fix the torpedo tube. As you can see, it takes 1 action and 1 engineering to fix the torpedo tube. And then she has the stats to fire the torpedo if we need to do that. Although I think maybe a higher priority is killing these aliens so that we can take advantage of the CPU core, because that is important. But let's check what's coming up. Teleporter will go offline. We don't really want the teleporter to go offline, but everybody's kind of where they need to be, and the engineer can fix the teleporter on her turn, so we don't really need to prevent that. So let's go here. We'll fix this. And then,
with my rifle seems to work.
So we could fire a torpedo. In fact, I might do that. Let's think about this. But I think we're going to fire this because we need to be trying to work the objective. We didn't have somebody repair this turn. So this is 1 action to kill 3 guys. That's very action point efficient. That's why the soldier is a pretty good character.
Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Now, we can't fire a torpedo with only 1 action. So, we could kill the guys in here, but they're not really doing anything to hurt us. So instead, we'll use the comm system. Oh, we would lose something if we did that. We would lose a card because she would be over. So let's do this.
I need to check your load.
I'm going to trade a science to the science officer.
You don't want to know what I'm going to do with this.
Because getting upgrades early is very good. I shouldn't have to explain why, but the more times you're able to use an upgrade, the better. So getting it earlier is better. So yeah, that's all of her actions.
Standing down.
So we'll lose the teleporter, and that's it. The engineer, who's going to go there anyway, can fix it for an action. That will cost us 1 action. It would have cost us 2 cards to cancel that. So we didn't want to spend 2 cards, 2 actions, to fix something that would have cost 1 action. Yes, it would have cost her an additional action to move here, but she needs to move here anyway. So that's not really a loss.
Very well.
Let's trade for
Got any
one of
spores,
these.
moles, or fungus? You don't want to know what I'm going to do with this.
So we have 4 science now, which is enough to research something.
Y-E-S. Spells yes.
The question is, what do we want to research? Well, we could get 10% shield damage reduced, but we're playing with a tactical officer who can heal shields very fast. So shields aren't that much of a weakness. We could repel borders, which is, again, not that big of a deal because we have the soldier. So the auto surgeon would be very good. This is the best thing to get, but it costs 7. It gives everybody an extra action point. We don't quite have enough for that, unless we can trade for it. This is why having this is good. Okay, we could potentially trade for 3 and then get the epinephrine upgrade on the next turn. So that's an interesting... So now we get to an interesting question. It gets to that question of putting out fires and getting upgrades. The auto dock upgrade will basically help us put out a fire now. It will get rid of his... it will help his healing, where he saves an action now. If we wait and trade for science, then on her next turn, which, yeah, is a lot of turns from now, we'll be able to get the epinephrine upgrade which will allow her to give everybody an extra action point. So if it's a question of saving one action point now, or... Oh, see, this is a thing. I repaired the torpedo tube, and now they're going to go offline, so I wasted an action. 2 actions, actually. 1 action to repair it, and 1 action to for the card. So, that's where you have to make choices and be strategic on if we want to get the auto dock now or try to save up for the epidephrine. But what we actually really need to worry about is irrational fear. Because this card makes it where you can't repair systems if... You can't use or repair systems if alone. That's unimaginably huge. Using a system is like using the teleporter. Using the auto dock. Or doing anything. And if you're alone and you're like, oh no, I'm alone, I need someone to get here so I can do this thing, let me use the teleporter. No, can't use the teleporter because you're alone. And it gets real bad. So for that reason, let's see, it'll be on his turn. Trying to think what the best way to deal with this would be. I think we have too much science that we'll need to be using on things to really justify the epidephrine upgrade. So instead of getting it, I'm gonna go ahead and get the auto surgeon.
If he says you have 24 hours to live, ignore that. It's a known issue.
Okay, so now the question is, what else do we do? I think we will... We can trade for science. That's not a bad idea. But the reason I think we don't want to do that is because the ensign can trade stuff for free. So what the ensign's going to do is he's going to move here, heal for free. He's going to grab this green and then probably some oranges. He'll move here, trade the greens, and then probably...
Of course.
No, she's full right now. I mean, he'll probably still grab the orange. And then I don't know what he'll do. But the point is, we don't really want to be trading because he'll be able to trade for free. So let's trade with people who are not in her space. I could cancel the upcoming thing. Torpedo's going offline. How much would that save us? Well, let's think about it. It costs us 2 actions to repair the torpedoes. And it would cost us 2 actions to repair the shields with her. So that's 4 actions. It would cost me 2 actions to grab these, and we basically spent 2 actions to get these. That's how you need to think about it. So I'd be using 4 actions to save 4 actions. Is that efficient? Well, that's not really how you win, because all things being equal, if you spend all of your actions to put out all of the fires, you lose the game. So you really want to be trying to have a net gain and stuff.
I got this.
So I think I'm going to teleport him here.
I would, but I won't.
But we can't because the teleporter's offline. And that's why it's good to have the teleporter offline. Or have it online. Okay, and then because of that, we need to start trading stuff around. She doesn't need reds. He needs a blue.
Got any spores, moles, or fungus?
Just because he is much more efficient in his usage of blue. And since we're not really planning on sending the ensign back here, we can't really do an efficient trade that way. And I'm actually going to grab an orange from her.
Got any spores, moles, or fungus?
So that when the ensign gets them, he'll be able to trade them to the engineer.
You don't want to know what I'm going to do with this.
So then we will end our turn.
Back to my research.
Caution. An enemy ship is targeting the weapon system.
So this is reasonably bad, but we have the tactical officer, so it's fine, and the soldier still has another engineering, so that's fine. But really, wasting engineering on these is pretty bad. Irrational fear will be coming up, and we need to start thinking about what we're going to be doing this. So at the end of this turn, we will start having to
carry on without me.
Be in the same space as
I don't
other
think
people.
I can make it, sir.
So we have to move him here. Now, fortunately, this healing action is now free, so that's nice. Pay no attention to the fire. It's a sign of how much shield damage you've taken. So he still has 3 actions.
I thought I was a goner for sure.
And my best advice with the ensign is abuse his ability as much as you can.
Yes.
So
hey there.
he doesn't want either of these. He does want the science. He does want the engineering. Although you are now overloaded.
Good thing I'm a fast learner.
We'll go with that. We'll jump over to the science officer, take her engineering, and give her all of the science. Then move over to the engineer and continue with all of that. I think we have everything that we want from him, so we'll move over here. You move a lot with the ensign because he gets all the free actions from trading. So that cost me an action, but this is free action, free action, free action, free action, free action. All of that was free actions. So yeah. And then I don't know who I want the reds to go to. So I'll just go ahead and grab it from her, just because it being in his hand makes it easier to get where it needs to go.
I knew this satchel would come in handy.
So now we're going to run over here. Again, we're spending another action. We're spending one action, but we're spending one action to save us.
Hey there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actions. Okay. Very good.
Good thing I'm a fast learner.
Now we have another action, and I don't know what it is going to be. We could trade one of these inefficiently, which may be a good idea. But let's see what's coming up, because we could also try to cancel, but nope, we can't cancel that. So what we need to be doing is thinking about what we want to do with our next action. So actually what I'm going to do, now that I've thought through my turn, I'm going to go back to the beginning of the turn, and the best thing to do with my extra action... What the... Okay,
I got this.
So the best thing to do with my extra action is going to be to move with the Admiral into the Science Bay, because when you're in the Science Bay, you aren't affected by the anomaly, and also there's somebody in the Science Bay.
I thought I was a goner
so,
for sure.
She'll be fine. So we will escort. Now to escort, you actually have to be in the room. So we're going to zoom in on the room.
Taking charge.
We'll click him. And we'll escort, which means we both move.
Please.
This costs another action.
On it.
So now when Irrational Fear pops up, he will be able to do stuff.
100%.
And I think this means we can trade more efficiently.
Hey there.
So I'm going to grab both of these. I'm going to give you these.
I knew this satchel would come in handy.
And then I'm going to trade with you.
Hey there.
I'll give you both of these. I'll take these. But before I do that, I'm going to take this.
Good thing I'm a fast learner.
And then I'm going to trade
Y-E-S.
to the science officer. And so now she has a decent passel of science. And then we're going to grab his engineering.
Hey there. Good thing I'm a fast learner.
And then we're going to move over here. And even though he has no actions, he can still trade all of this.
Hey there.
Although she only has room for 3 of it. But that's fine. We'll hold on to it. He can always trade it to her later.
I knew this satchel would come in handy.
And now we're ready for the anomaly.
I think.
They will have to... One will have to move into the other one's space, but that's fine. We will have to waste an action, but Irrational Fear is the worst anomaly in the game, in my opinion. And for some reason it's in the very beginning part of the deck. So yeah, it's really good to get rid of it. This is all shield damage. We don't worry about it too much. The external scanners going offline, of course, is bad. So we will attempt to cancel that. And we can because we have plenty of blues. So what we'll do, and this is really what you really want to be doing with the Admiral, is using his ability. Which is, from any location, he can draw 2 battle plans, choose between 2, and, well, from any location he draws 2 battle plans and picks one.
I always expect the unexpected.
Beam Me Up is unimaginably powerful when you have the incident in place, so we'll take that. And then the second action, or the second one we'll grab
The backbone of success is a solid plan.
We don't need Security Force because we have the Soldier, and extra set of tools is good in the late game. Isn't very useful now, but we can use it then. Both of those things can save you a lot of actions, more than you spend drawing it. We'll cancel this because we don't want external sensors going offline.
The aliens don't run this show.
And preventing the shield damage is fine. The 20% damage, we will take that. We'll just take that on the chin because, again, we can heal very much. Increased gravity will be a problem if we can't get the teleporter back online, so we will want to do that, and we are now just in the position to do that.
If something's broken, I'm your gal.
Now, unfortunately, because she is alone, she can't do this without grabbing him. So we're going to escort.
Fancy a stroll? We can do it!
And now they will move into here. And then for one action, She will fix this. And she doesn't spend any cards with this.
You'd never even know it was busted.
And
We
then
can
normally
do
this would
it.
cost 2 actions, but her whole ability is that it only costs 1 action. The engineer is crazy powerful. And yeah. I'm actually going to use this without the blowtorch because I want to get these into the discard pile as soon as possible so that they can be shuffled back into the deck as soon as possible.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I packed my hyper wrench.
And now she has enough to repair it again if she had the actions. She doesn't. So, yeah. And you want to periodically pull up your battle plans and think about when you want to use them. You want to use them at a... This is sort of like Fury of Dracula in the sense that you want to save your cards for the super cool epic moment when you can do a super cool epic thing. That is how you should be using your cards. What's the next thing we're taking? 20% damage? Increased
That should
gravity?
keep
Yeah,
this
that's fine.
ship from blowing up. For a while, at least.
So, looks like we're probably going to have to just move the tactical officer into... Actually, this is the best thing we can do with the tactical officer. We can go fix the computer core. Okay, comms will go offline at some point. Hopefully we can cancel that. Oh, but she can't because she would
Time
need
to deploy.
she would need to be in somebody's spells. Yeah, irrational fear. So bad. She can't cancel with that. She could trade. She could go here, trade for an engineering, repair it, and then not really do anything. Yeah. So this is a bad situation. She can't do really anything useful because of irrational fear. What we really want her to do is to fix the shields,
Little help here.
but she can't because of the anomaly, and she can't teleport somebody to her because of the anomaly.
Little help here.
Like I said, this is the worst anomaly in the game, but we'll get rid of it soon, and that will not be a problem.
Standing by to deploy.
We could trade moving and punching. Yeah, this is probably the best plan. So she has to walk here. We'll have to trade for an engineering. I'm gonna
Sir, yes, sir.
trade from you.
Listen up. Here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
This'll be more effective in the hands of a pro. On the case.
and then I will fix this.
Torpedo 2 online.
All systems nominal. Sweet.
Now she can't fire a torpedo. She could shoot at one of these guys, but that would be a huge waste. So instead, I'm actually going to trade a
Listen up.
blue
Here's what we're
to
gonna
the
do.
Admiral.
At ease.
Because the thing that's coming out is a thing that she can't cancel, and him having blues, I mean, he basically is going to be using one every turn, so we might as well get ahead of the curve. And that's not an efficient
Signing
use
off.
of actions.
Stay frosty,
And you want to
people.
try to avoid turns like that. But you are going to have some turns like that. Just inevitably, that is the nature of the game. And that's why it can be really important to get anomalies taken care of. 10% damage shield, comms going offline. That's kind of bad, so I think we might fire a torpedo.
Locked and loaded.
In fact, we can actually fire 2 torpedoes,
What's
but we
the
don't
sit rep, ma'am?
have a need
I've
to.
seen worse. No, wait. No. This is, in fact, the worst mess I've ever seen.
I'm trying to say. So, ooh, that's bad. Do we want to stop shields? Comms will go offline. So let's fire a torpedo since we have some. What we're going to do is a broad spread, which will keep the aliens away from you.
Fire in the hole.
And what that does is you don't draw a alert this turn.
Alert. Postponed.
Which is very efficient, I will say, because now I have 2 actions to basically do whatever.
100%.
What would be best is some teleporting that needs to be done. Since aliens are about to appear here, I kind of want to move the Admiral somewhere useful. What I really wish I could do is fix the computer core,
Detecting 2 unknown.
but
recordings
that's not going to go
on
down.
board.
She's going to research this, and what's annoying is what we really want her to do is research it and draw her free cards, but you can't do that when the CPU is down. But we need to get rid of irrational fear. So what we need to think is, what are some other good things we can do with this action? Well, firing a torpedo to destroy an alien ship would be nice, but we have none of those. Teleporting around, I think, might be worth doing. Just because Irrational Fear is about to be fixed. Let's see what's coming up. Is this something we want to cancel?
Shield add 60%.
Yeah! But that'll cost me 2 actions, and it'll cost me 2 actions to fix, but comms being offline for a long time is bad. So I will trade for
Right there.
And I'll trade it from her, because eventually she's going to be drawing a lot of cards.
Thanks for the assist.
And having a lot of cards is
Taking
not
charge.
super great. I'm going to teleport him here,
Beaming up.
because... no, normally be like, wait, she can't research when she doesn't have somebody here. No, Science Lab is unaffected by anomalies. But I'm teleporting him here because I'm thinking ahead, and when this bad stuff happens in the Science Lab, I don't want the Admiral getting himself killed, so we'll move him to the cargo bay where aliens never spawn.
Standing down.
And then I'm just remembering that I made this last longer, so that was a bit of a waste. Because I delayed the
Literally
alert.
a rocket
So
scientist.
yeah, you will make mistakes.
Anomaly.
So we have to get rid of
Spells, yes.
Irrational Fear.
Ooh, I made a vaccine for cowardice.
This is showing the computers are offline,
The computers are offline? Or
so she won't be able to draw her cards, and she will complain to you about it. So let's mosey on over here,
100%.
just because guys are going to be spawning there soon, and because there's some science,
I love stuff.
and we can grab that, and that's
I am
reasonably
going to
efficient.
cause so much
Hopefully, if we can get 2
trouble
more
with
science to her,
this.
she can go and research those epinephrine upgrades. So now comms are about to go offline, which will be annoying.
Now,
And shields
back
are going to
to
be
my
getting down pretty
research.
low. Usually you don't see shields get this low when you have a tactical officer, but... I mean, the bridge gets damaged a lot, so keeping the tactical officer in the bridge, and by damaged I mean damaged in a way where crew in the bridge will get injured, that happens a reasonable amount. And so sometimes it can be hard to keep the tactical
This was
officer in
supposed
there
to be
doing
our training
tactical
mission.
things.
Of course.
So now that she has an empty
Hey there.
hand, we can trade
thing
that.
I'm a fast
And since
learner.
these people are all together, let's think about grabbing stuff. But I don't think I want to. I think I really need to fix the core. Because seriously, that thing's been offline for a long time. And teleporter's about to go offline, but we can just fix that. Well, but it will be shield damage. So yeah, we're gonna fix this, which is unfortunately his whole turn.
I just stick the dude.
The computer's going offline is one of the
thingamabob
bad things
and
because
done.
there isn't a lot of easy ways around it. So then we have, yeah, Science Lab, that's no problem.
That about wraps it up. think.
Now, I think I do want to cancel the teleporter, and here's why. Again, it's all about action point efficiency. Now, for anybody else, having to spend 3 actions to stop something that would take 2 actions to fix is not very cash money. And repairing the shields costs 2 actions. I'm counting it as that, even though normally you would be like, shouldn't it cost 4 actions? Because you have to spend red, and it costs 2 actions.
Report.
But because she has 2 red discount, basically all she's spending is the actions. So it will cost us 2 actions to fix the shields, and 1 action to fix the teleporter. Him canceling it only costs 1 action in the sense that it's a card. You could argue it's 2 actions because it was traded to him, but some cards you get for free, so don't at me. So he'll do what he does on his turn when he's having a good
plan
turn,
today is better
which is
than
draw
a perfect
things. This
plan
is good to get.
tomorrow.
And on this difficulty, it's good to get, so I'm just going to get it. And when you get it, just use it, unless you're trying to go for an achievement.
Time to put the captain's
That
plan
involves like
in
fixing
motion.
the core 4 times in 1 turn. Although I don't think this contributes toward that. But just use it. You don't want it clogging up your hand. And I mean, you have an infinite hand of battle plans, but sometimes it can be easy to get lost and to know what it is you have. So we'll just use the special ability again.
The backbone of success is a solid plan.
Shield boost. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because we've taken so much damage, I think shield boost is good. Mechanical engineering could be nice. because it would be good to put on the soldier so that she can fix the torpedo bay when it breaks. But that's not a huge value. And I'm just going to use this.
Time to put the captain's plan.
There are reasons
in
to
motion.
not. If you don't want shields to go to full, so you can use the tactical officer to draw cards, or if you're higher than 70%, don't use it. But generally, you want to use it. There is an orange card that makes it where you can't repair shields, a orange anomaly. And by orange, I mean the next level of alerts.
Carry on.
So you definitely want to use it before that happens. Although, wait, no, I'm remembering now. You can actually still use that card when that anomaly is out. Forget what I just said. So we'll cancel
The
this.
aliens don't run this show. I do.
So our shields are back at a reasonable level. We'll probably just let this happen. That will give us something to shoot down with torpedoes, and I think the soldier is coming up, so that will be efficient.
What have you done to my ship?
So I think we can repair twice. So we'll do that.
We can do it.
So, yeah.
Blowtorches ain't just for creme brulee, you
Now,
know.
I should probably explain how items work. Some people didn't quite understand this. So, these cards have two sides. The first time you use them, they're going to do a thing, and then the second time you use them, they're going to do a different thing. Now, sometimes it's related. Like, for example, this
did the
one.
nasty
First one
aliens
is
fire their
spend
lasers
2
at
less
you?
engineering, and the second one is spend
Don't
1 less
worry.
engineering.
I'll make you all
The
better,
pistol
pumpkin.
is the same effect. First side, kill an alien for free. Second side, kill an alien for free. And then when you use it the last
If
time...
in doubt, set it on fire. Come on,
discarded.
baby. Just 10 more
some of the other ones are a little
percent.
more complicated
You
than
can
that.
do
Like
it.
the remote, the first thing it does is teleport for free. The second thing it does is use the comm system for free. You can see this under the engineer. I'm mousing over the remote. The rifle is kill all aliens in a room for 1 action. Second effect is kill all aliens in a room for 2 actions. The scanner, spend 2 less tactical and reinstalling or repairing. Second action is spend 1 less action, not 2 less tactical. So that is really tricky to use. Although it can be quite cool. I think I want her to grab stuff from the core. Yeah, I'm not too afraid of the computer core going offline, unless I want to teleport people. Actually, yeah, I'm going to
On the
teleport
case.
her
In position.
here, so that she can spend both of her actions repairing the shields. Well, no, but she actually really needs to fix the comms, so that's actually inefficient. She would move, fix the comms, and then repair the shields. So instead, yeah, let's just
Of
move
course.
let's just move and pick stuff up, because this way the ensign
We
can
can
pick up
do
stuff
it.
on his turn and then trade a bunch of it. So we'll
It's
just grab a
never
random
too
thing.
late
Hey, it's
to
an
learn
engineering.
something new.
Excellent. So yeah.
That should keep this
Forget
ship
what the next
from
thing
blowing
is.
up.
Oh yeah, direct hit. That
For a
will
while,
be
at
fine.
least.
You always want to have the direct hits drawn before the alien fighters are drawn. Now, multiple alien fighters. That will give our soldier plenty to do, which I like.
Make your next
She had a
move
blue, she can fire the
be your
torpedoes, but
best.
that's
Deploying.
not what we want her doing. Let's check the scanners while we're here.
Right there.
Don't be afraid to take actions back. Oh, right, yeah, it's the 2 aliens. Which is actually not a problem. Aliens only attack when a card
On the
damages
case.
you. They just up damage that you would be taking normally. And actually, before I do this, generally you want to be doing things
Deploying.
that involve the unknown before you do things that involve the unknown. So when she repairs, she gets 2
Yeah,
cards.
shield repair is kind of my thing.
So she got these. Now, if we wanted to, we could. Well, if we wanted
Skills
to, we could
incoming.
trade
Heads
them,
up,
but we
right
can't
there.
because the comms are offline. So, yeah, we're gonna fix the comms. And again, it costs 2. We spend
All
the
systems
2
nominal.
that she always gets.
Sweet.
So that's good. Yeah, alien fighters, alien fighters. Okay.
Signing off. Stay frosty, people.
Warning. Subspace disruption detected. Incoming alien vessel. Alien fighter. Incoming.
So now every time we take damage to our shields, we're gonna take 10% more damage. And by 10%, I mean like basically you have 10 units of something called 10%. And so if it says 20% damage, the fighter being there means you'll take 30% damage. It doesn't mean 11% damage. That's not how it works. Aliens in the armory, that's where she is. Ugh.
Sir, yes,
So
sir.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna fire a torpedo And we're going to manual target.
Please select a target.
And we'll take out the only fighter who exists.
Fire in the hole!
In normal games, which is basically easy mode, you don't need to worry too much about building new torpedoes. When you play on the higher difficulties, you do need to think about building torpedoes. So, we destroyed one of the torpedoes, one of the aliens that's out. Now, we can also destroy this alien ship. Now, basically what will happen is this card will still be drawn, come into play, and then immediately get blown up, and then armor injuries will happen. But instead of doing that, I'm going to fire to delay. Just because I like delaying so that just nothing happens and we wait it out.
Fire in the hole!
If it comes down to it, we can have somebody else go and deal with that, especially since we're so close to winning. You know, I'm just gonna delay.
Standing down.
So now what do we do? I think. Well, if we had science,
I am ready.
it would make this decision easy. But we don't. We need 2 more. Wait, actually, we can win. This is sort of cheesing it in a dumb way, but yeah. Normally, I would use extra set of tools in a situation where we had used up a lot of our tools, but we've literally only used up 1, so we get the 1 back. But that means
I love stuff.
that we have enough.
I'm gonna cause so much trouble with this.
We can do it!
So these 3 plus the 2 will be enough to repair it, and then we just win. If you want to see some more challenging gameplay where I go through more stuff, watch some of my other videos. So we just basically have to survive to the engineer's turn. The ensign, I think, on his turn is going to grab some of this and trade it around. So the question is the next thing going to be bad? No. Is the thing after that going to be bad? So her turn, and then he'll be able to cancel whatever happens. So yeah, we're going to win. So because of that, we don't have to worry too much about being action point insufficient. So I'm just going to go over here and punch these guys for kind of no reason.
Man, I'd love to probe one of you guys.
Yikes. Okay. And now we go to the next thing. The alien will spawn. And part of the reason we don't have to worry about these cards coming out is because we've delayed. The best card to draw is no card. Even if you're delaying something really bad, it's good to delay. That might be annoying, but teleporter is up. Again, you can teleport out of a room when aliens are in it. I'm going to illustrate a little bit how...
The simulation never prepared me for this.
Beam Me Up is done on his turn.
That never would have occurred to me.
So Beam Me Up is teleports are all free for 1 turn, which for the ensign basically means all of your hands combined
I got this.
into 1 super hand.
1YES.
So he gets to basically go over here and grab this.
I knew this satchel would come in handy.
Then he gets to teleport for free over here.
Ready.
And again, none of this is costing an action.
Good thing I'm a fast learner.
And now she has enough to win, so sure,
We can do it.
We'll teleport her here.
Let's go.
And then just to illustrate more how
this.
crazy this is, yeah, reds are good with the engineer, so I'll go over here and trade this red.
Hey there.
And you don't need that many blues.
I knew this satchel
Let me grab
would
one of
come
your
in
blues.
handy.
I can use these blues to cancel the armory thing going bad. Do you have anything I want?
Deploying.
Yeah, so I'm gonna teleport over to you.
On the case.
And I'm just sort of doing this to illustrate. Again, no actions have been spent yet.
Good thing I'm a fast learner.
And then we'll go
got
over
this.
here.
Positive.
None of this is necessary to win the game, but
I knew this satchel would come
often
in
it can be
handy.
good to just make sure. And then, I think maybe we should, like, maybe
I got
spend an
this.
action. So let's do that. Actually, before we do this, let's grab a red from somebody so we can fix those things. Now, normally when I'm doing this, I would
Hey there.
I would just teleport
Good
everybody
thing
into the
I'm a
same
fast
room,
learner.
and then basically we have that scene from those Star Trek episodes where everybody has a board meeting, and that's what happens when you are playing with this character and you do that. So we're spending an action. Internal sensors will draw 3 cards from the top of the deck, and those will be available
And done.
And so when we grab
More
one of
skills.
these, a new one comes
Awesome.
out. So, yeah, let's trade one of these to the Admiral, just because we can.
Very well.
Hey there. I knew this satchel
And then
would
do
come
we
in
even
handy.
want to cancel this thing? Armory injuries. Sure. There's not really a need to cancel it, but let's do it anyway.
Scanner? Laser?
For fun, let's grab this.
This'll come in handy.
We'll teleport over here,
I got this.
and this is a free action.
Is the safety off? Let's see. Pew pew.
Again, none of this costs an action, because this is kill for free, which means free action. Hopefully I've been illustrating how crazy that card works with this character. Usually when you aren't
Y-E-S.
when you aren't
Hey
playing
there.
with the ensign,
Good
the
thing I'm
card
a
that gives you
fast
free
learner.
teleports will save you like 2 or 3 actions. Or maybe if you're really thinking well, like 4 actions. How many actions have I saved here?
Hey there. I knew
lot.
this satchel would come in handy.
Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna teleport over to you.
Yes.
No, never mind. I'm just
hey
gonna
there.
ferry this over. Actually, having him hold on to it is not a bad idea. In case he needs to fire the torpedoes for some
Scanner?
reason.
Laser?
So I could keep doing this, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna grab the teleporter, just because
This'll
it's good to
come in
have on him.
handy.
And then, yeah.
That about wraps it up. I think.
So, yeah, there are crazy combos in this game, and a lot of this game is finding those crazy combos. Normally, this is
maneuvers. Hold on to something. I have always wanted to say that.
now. Normally, that isn't a very efficient use of resources. I spent basically 3 actions because the existence of the card kind of represents an action. Because either we got it for free, spent an
All
action to
hands
get
on
it,
deck.
or it
Stand
costs 2
by
actions to
for
get it by
action.
drawing it and trading it to somebody.
Hang in there,
so
son.
that averages to 1
I've seen
action.
this kind of
So I
thing
spent 3
1,000
actions
times
to stop
This is my first assignment, sir. Hopefully
3
not my
or
last.
4 actions from happening. Because her getting healed, I have to move here for an action. Healing is free because I got the upgrade. Then she has to move back. So I guess in that sense it's 4 actions, but 3 for 4, it's not that great. We'll keep drawing these just to sort of show you what
A
some
good
of them
plan
are.
today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow.
Sure. I'll get fire then when ready, just to use it.
Time to put the captain's plan.
Although of those
in
2, I
motion.
would say the backup is the better one. Since he can cancel the event, we don't really want to delay it. So instead, we're going to blow up this ship.
I'm a bit rusty, but I think I can remember the basics.
Hopefully that will teach the aliens not to mess with us. And then we'll use his ability again. Again, I've already won at this point.
I always expect the unexpected and plan
Which of these do we
accordingly.
want? You can't put these on people who have only 2, who have 2. So we need to be thinking about who do we want to put this on. The science, I mean, we really only have 1 person who's doing science. It's the science officer, and she has 2. Tactical, a few people may do tactical, so getting the soldier up to 2 tactical might be a good idea, maybe. Wait, engineering intruders. Oh. Well, it's a good thing I have the ability to cancel that. Although... Will they be hurt?
70%.
So normally I would cancel this. I want to
Carry
just sort of let this happen to show you what happens when there's people in your room. Now, they don't necessarily injure you. They only injure you if they say they injure you. Some people, I've watched some gameplay and people haven't figured that out. They thought that if an alien teleports in, they automatically injure you. That's not the case. They only injure you if it says so. And sometimes you get injured and no aliens go in. Because like the place took damage and somebody gets zapped. So, when there are aliens in your space, you can
If something's
teleport out.
broken, I'm your gal.
If the teleporter's there. So I
Of
could move here.
course.
But I don't want to do that because I don't want to be here. So I'll take the action back. I can't fix anything because there's aliens in the space. And if the teleporter was down, I couldn't move. So instead, we're just going to karate
Time
chop
for some
these guys.
percussive maintenance.
That costs 3 actions. Now, normally it would take 2 actions to repair
Ready.
this, but because it's the chief engineer, it will only cost 1.
Blow torches ain't just for creme brulee, you know.
So this'll be enough to
Core
win.
repairs are complete.
Fire it up.
That normal is easy. Now, for your first time, if you're really having trouble, try on the super easy levels, and every time you win, up the difficulty
Form
once.
on me.
And if you lose, maybe downgrade the difficulty once. Don't move around too much. Understand anomalies.
In position.
Irrational fear will
Report
always
for
come into
duty.
play at some
I
point.
lost my eye the last
It's not
time
like
I
there are
used one of
certain
these.
cards that won't come into play. The anomalies will come into play. Now, when they come into
Shield
play
power is fluctuating.
is the question. Sometimes irrational
Goddamn
fear
dirty
is
tentacles
in
off of
play
my spaceship.
during the setup. Maybe
Evasive
sometimes it's
maneuvers.
one of the
Hold
cards
on
you
to
draw.
something.
And that makes the games very different, depending on what is broken at the beginning. In this one, we took no shield damage. I've seen some where you're down to like 20% shields in just the opening flop. I actually died on literally the first alert drawn because of the craziness of the shield drop.
Fire in the hole!
And so you have to sort of think about that, and you need to change your strategy based on what's broken. Again, don't fix something unless it is going to be
Let's
used in the near
exercise the
future.
better
You
part
saw
of
in this
valor.
one that I fixed the torpedo tube and then it just got broken again, so that was a waste of 2 actions.
There's only one way to win the game of cat and mouse.
And
that's not to
hopefully
be the
you
mouse.
can do better. Keep watching this channel and we'll keep
Good
making
job,
videos
Brew.
explaining
You can
strategy,
expect
and I'll
a
play on
glowing
harder
combination
difficulties
in my final report.
and play with other characters. They're about to add 2 new characters, including one voiced by a certain rather, I'm going to say, culturally important voice actor. That's all I'm going to say about that. And at least if the rumors are true, which I'm hoping they are. You get a score. At the moment in the game, there isn't a way that these are like kept track of, which is unfortunate. I think they're thinking about adding that. They're also about to make it so that the crewman, you can actually pick his items, which is great. It's like adding 3 new characters. You can pick crewman who starts with a laser rifle, crewman who starts with laser pistol, crewman who starts with scanner, crewman who starts with remote, or crewman who starts with blowtorch. That'll be fun. I will hopefully talk about that when that happens. I hope you've learned something from this. This is a hard-ish game, but it's not really that hard if you understand what it is you're trying to do. You don't have to fix everything. You only need to fix something if you need to use it. In terms of what is the most important systems, I would say external scanners is one of the most important. Then comes comms, and then comes the teleporter, and those are like the big 3 ones. And then after that comes everything else. Then comes the computer core, and then comes the torpedo tube, and then at the very bottom is the internal sensors. The internal sensors are just the easiest thing to have go offline, because you can just draw from the top of the deck. And since you kind of need every card to win, not being able to pick what kind of card you draw is not that big of a disadvantage. I mean, it's a little bit of one, but it just sort of forces you to trade. So if comms are online, it's not that bad. So that's the priority when it comes to what is broken. And repairing shields, that's really a punt. I honestly really wouldn't consider repairing shields unless the tactical officer is in play, or if the character is on the bridge and really has nothing better to do. Most cards do multiple shield damages, and it costs basically 4 actions to fix the shields. The 2 actions and then the 2 reds. So unless your character has 2 reds, it's really not worth it, because you're fixing 10% shield damage, and a normal yellow, and they get worse than this, a normal yellow does 20% damage. So that's like 8 actions. You don't get 8 actions. So you are spending 2 turns worth of actions to fix 1 card. And that's if you have the reds already. And again, if you are on your turn only doing enough work to fix 1 card, you are losing the game. You have to do more actions than the cards take away from you. Because at the end, if you run out of cards in the whole deck, you lose. So you have to have the mindset of, my actions are precious. I need to be winning the game and making the characters better more than I'm putting out fires. So if all you're doing is putting out fires on your turn, you are losing. So, that is my advice. I hope you get good at this game and have fun, and have Godspeed.